Spyder's back for the third session.
Loud as a red ball. Want to hear you chanting loud. We want Spyders, CFL's red zone. Spyder, Spyder, here comes Spyders, CFL's red zone.
Hit it.
Spyder, Spyder, here comes Spyders, CFL's red zone. In the red zone.
Spyder's back. I actually came back because I want to do the business part of it too. If the XFL and the CFL are going to merge, I want to do that part because I did do a business part in the presentation that's going to be presented to the CFL Innovation Rules Committee now for 2021, and that's hopefully if there's a season this year. It won't be delayed further. It'll be presented. Mr. Ambrosi was very anxious for it in the mix for 2020 CFL season, but because of the pandemic, it got pushed back to 2021. So I have to thank Mr. Ambrosi for that. He was very anxious too for my new presentation because he really wanted it in the mix. Okay, so I was very impressed by Mr. Ambrosi, the commissioner of the CFL, for allowing that to take place, and I'm very happy about it, and it really deserves it to be seriously looked at by the CFL. My CFL Red Arm Mole is deserving of being presented to the new CFL Innovation Rules Committee, and then Mr. Ambrosi told me from that point it would go to the CFL Rules Committee. And then there will be a collaboration, I believe, and they would decide. But it's no better timing now with the CFL and the XFL talks, and it's just perfect timing for the CFL to adopt my Spyder CFL Red Zone rule that's naturally tailor-made for a CFL 3-down game and perfectly suited for a CFL XFL merger, and to preserve our 3-down game and to be different and to sell CFL 3-down football with my Spyder CFL Red Arm Mole to compete with the NFL their 4-down football product. Because you can't go up against the NFL with 4 downs. You just can't do it. You have to be different, and that's where my CFL Red Arm Mole comes in and preserves our 3-down game, but makes our CFL 3-down game a lot more entertaining, a lot more exciting, and our 3rd down monstrous down, that it will be a bigger down than the NFL 4th down. You can take that to the bank. My son actually sent an email pertaining to this to me when he sent me a text about, he said, "Dad, did you hear about the CFL XFL talks, a possible merger?" So here's what he sent me. Okay, he says, subject: CFL/XFL. Hi Dad, after a conversation about the CFL/XFL, I think it's important to recognize the fact if they do choose to play the 3-down game, your rule would help protect the tradition of Canadian 3-down football. It would also allow for the integration of the 4-down game, while adding the excitement value, and adding scoring that all sports fans aim for. If the if the CFL/XFL are truly serious about amalgamating and taking the best of our game and the best of their game, your rule is a legit, perfect fit. Love you, Dad, my son. And it's so true. They can't go 4-down football. They'll both go out of business. The CFL and the XFL will be defunct for good. They'll die. They'll never be able to resurface. I mean, if they go 4 down, you can't take on the NFL. You can't take on they're an empire. That's their product, 4 down football. You have to be different. You have to distinguish yourself. So CFL has 3 downs, but they have to make it even better and more exciting, more entertaining, and more fun to watch, and to gravitate all the NFL and Major League sports league fans to a 3 down game of football. And the way to do that is to adopt my Spyder CFL Red Zone rule, because it will make our CFL 3 down game a lot more entertaining, a lot more exciting to be part of, and it will be the biggest new rule ever adopted by the CFL and in all professional football. And it'll be bigger rule than the NFL 4th down, because it'll be a lot more exciting down in the red zone. If the CFL wisely adopts Spyder's CFL Red Zone rule, and now possibly the XFL, the CFL to be one. I'd like to see the CFL names that logo, or maybe change the logo, but have CFL, the Continental Football League, and that way they could use the CFL Red Zone rule, because I'd take Spyder's off it, and it'd be called the CFL Red Zone rule. What a marketing tool! What a winner! What a fantastic new rule! And it would take CFL 3 down football, or the Continental Football League with 3 down football, to a whole new level, and it'd be super exciting. It'll be a better brand than the NFL 4 down brand of football if my Spyder CFL Red Zone rule was wisely made part of the 3 down football professional game of football, guaranteed. So anyway, there was last time I made on my presentation, I just want to correct, because these are all live takes, and none of them are remakes. They're just live takes. So I make mistakes and I stumble, and I try to correct them as I stumble, but sometimes I don't, and I have to. I said something. I said here that was important. In number 3, I believe it was. No, it wasn't that one. Okay, it was. These are my key feature selling features and benefits of my Spyder CFL Red Zone rule. Sorry, I have a hoarse throat because this is my 3rd session, and it's been a while since I've talked. Okay, I'm just trying to find this where it was. I should have checked it earlier. Okay, okay, number 4. Okay, I just made, rather than outside the red zone, preventing the CFL Red Zone rule kick, I said CFL Red Zone rule. So I'll reread it again. Number 4. It would not only create a lot of excitement and drama offensively in the red zone in the CFL, it would also create an invigorating plot defensively in the red zone as well, because it would create an opportunity for a big defensive play on 3rd down to prevent a touchdown from being scored in the red zone, and even a bigger defensive play. If a CFL team on defense forces a CFL team with the football on offense on 3rd down in the red zone, outside the red zone, preventing the Spyder CFL Red Zone rule kick, or a Spyder CFL Red Zone kick. Okay? I think that's where I get mixed up, but it's preventing the Spyder CFL Red Zone rule kick. So that would be a big defensive, even a bigger defensive play. Okay? So now I want to get into the business side, because the business side of the XFL and the CFL merging and playing 3 down football, my Spyder CFL Red Zone rule, would be unbelievable. And can you imagine a video game? Can you imagine a video game with my Spyder CFL Red Zone rule? Okay, with the new Continental Football League, that's with the CFL and XFL merge. It would be unbelievable how they could sell that. And the betting aspect. CFL looks like the Canadian government's going to approve single game betting, but can you imagine the money that the CFL and the XFL, if they merge under the Continental Football League name, with my Spyder's CFL Red Zone rule, which I'll give to them, like I said, it will be the CFL Red Zone rule. Can you imagine the betting, anticipating betting in the red zone? Okay, playing exciting CFL 3-down football with the CFL, with the super exciting, tailor-made for CFL 3-down football, CFL Red Zone Bowl. Super exciting CFL Red Zone Bowl. And the drama, it'd be unbelievable in the red zone. Can you imagine betting in the red zone, playing CFL 3-down football with my Spyder CFL Red Zone Bowl, to see if they're going to score or not, or be stopped, even betting even more. So if they force them outside the red zone, preventing the CFL Red Zone kick. Can you imagine the amount of money they can make off that? And on sponsorship tags, okay, when they get in the red zone. And you know, the field diagram and the graphics on TV with the 20-yard line outlined in red and the 20s outlined in red. I mean, it'd be fantastic. Live and on TV. And the money they could create too, and sponsorship tags, I'll get into that, and graphics in the red zone, and in the red zone kick graphic too. When they see if they could get those, you know, still get the 3 points if they're stopped, okay, and not pushed outside the red zone. They still, on third down, they don't score a touchdown, they still get the CFL red zone rule kick, or CFL red zone kick from the 35. You add 7, that's from the 42. But that's still a challenging kick and an exciting kick. So it could be betting on that. But in the red zone, if they would either score or not score with the CFL red zone rule, okay, if the third down was needed, to score a touchdown in the red zone with Spyders, with my CFL red zone rule, the betting on that, whether or not they would not score if they needed the third down, or they'd get stopped, or even more so if they were pushed outside and they would lose the CFL red zone kick as well. The excitement, not only offensively but defensively as well, and the drama in the red zone with my Spyder CFL red zone rule would be unbelievable. If the new CFL, the CFL and the XFL would merge as the new Continental Football League. Okay, I sort of like that name actually, because you could call it the CFL and you could still market the CFL Red Zone Rule. And just think of the merchandise in sales with CFL Red Zone Rule merchandise that I'm going to get into right now, because I'm already up to 12 minutes. I'm talking pretty fast, but the best I can, because oh, by the way, just one thing before I get into the business side. Bo Levi Mitchell saw me with my hat, my son, at the Grey Cup game in Calgary. That was the last Grey Cup game in Calgary. And I gave him a CFL Red Zone Rule brochure because he wanted to know what Spyder's CFL Red Zone Rule was all about. And he zoomed in right away on the 18% guarantee. Right away. And he was blown away by that. Okay? Just blown away by it. And really excited about it. And every CFL quarterback would be, and every XFL quarterback would be, I guarantee you, excited about my CFL Red Zone Bowl. It was wisely made part of a 3-down game, and maintained to preserve our game and adopt it with the new CFL XFL merge. Can you imagine the excitement around and the buzz around the CFL Red Zone Bowl? I'll get into that later, but anyway, because I got a part to end with here. Okay, so Bo Levi Mitchell, yeah, he was blown away. I think the kickers would also like the CFL Red Zone kick, rather than an easy little boring chip chop field goal in the red zone or something for 3 points. They would. That's why, and those are eliminated in my Spyder CFL Red Zone rule, and no more boring 2-down football stops in the red zone. Also completely eliminated. But anyway, I just want to get into the business side right now. I just want to read you this. That's part of my presentation. The CFL, my Spyder CFL Red Zone Rule. The CFL Red Zone Rule, okay, I just read the headline here, okay, sorry. I'm just a little, when you do 3 sessions in a row, just bear with me, it's tough, okay? So I'll get through this. I'm trying my best, and I got a hoarse voice, okay? Okay. Here's the headline, okay? The presentation is about 15 minutes long. I'm going to get my son, like I said, to put it up on the my Facebook Spyder CFL Red Zone Rule Facebook page, along with the new brochures. But here's the the business part of it. It's headline, the CFL 2020, which now would be the 2021 business season, and what Spyder's CFL Red Zone rule would do, both from the entertainment value and the business side of our CFL 3-down game. Now you could put in there the CFL Continental Football League or the CFL/XFL 2021 in business season, 2022 business season. Wouldn't that be exciting? Okay, here we go. So the CFL Red Zone rule would create new business opportunities and new revenue streams for the CFL and owners and XFL owners. In new branding and a new stunning CFL rule and CFL Red Zone rule kick logos and in new CFL merchandise sales and sponsorship tag sales. The CFL/XFL or the Continental Football League, I'm going to slot that in there now, would be able to really cash in and capitalize on such an outstanding new CFL rule name that puts a spotlight on our 3rd down and our CFL 3-down game. That's associated with probably one of the most important and recognizable terms in football, that being the red zone. In the red zone, which is so synonymous with football. As well, TSN and HD could really jazz up their TV coverage by using and displaying striking, eye-catching CFL Red Zone rule graphics in their coverage, both with sponsorship tags attached to generate more revenue for the CFL and their owners. A CFL field could be highlighted to display and put a spotlight on the new CFL Red Zone rule by outlining the white 20-yard line in red on the CFL field and by highlighting the number 20 in red in both red zones, like illustrated above, like in my presentation. Remember the start of it showed you, and in my CFL Red Zone rule field diagram, okay, that I put at the start of my presentation, and it's right there on the monitor. Well, it's a little washed out, but it's better on the presentation that I'm going to put up on my Spyder CFL Red Zone Rule Facebook page. The entertainment value and the excitement and drama my super exciting Spyder CFL Red Zone Rule would create at a CFL game live or a CFL/XFL merged Continental Football League live in the red zone and on HD TV with my eye-catching CFL Red Zone Rule field diagram on a CFL field would be spectacular and super exciting for CFL fans. And if it was then the CFL/XFL merged CFL Continental Football League fans, and for all the younger generation sports fans and all the NFL only fans, and for all sports fans in general in Canada and in the United States and around the world. A large sports market in Canada that the CFL are missing out on. That's what I was talking about earlier about, you know, the major sports market in Canada being the NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, NBA, MLS soccer. Okay, that the CFL is missing out on. Okay, that the CFL needs to have if they're going to have any chance to grow their fan base. And grow their brand of CFL 3-down football, and that would be also the new CFL/XFL merged Continental Football League as well. Spyder's CFL Red Zone rule from the business side of our CFL 3-down game would substantially increase the CFL fan base and instantly attract, and that would be the XFL fan base as well, and instantly attract the younger generation sports fan and gravitate all the NFL only fans in Canada to our CFL 3-down game, who the CFL needs as CFL fans. It would also significantly increase attendance throughout the CFL and in crucial major CFL markets and in XFL, all XFL markets as well. It would considerably increase the CFL's viewership audience and noticeably increase season ticket sales throughout the CFL to generate a lot more revenue for the CFL and their owners. It would also substantially increase the XFL viewership audience too, if my Spyder CFL Red Zone rule was made part of our CFL 3-down game and CFL 3-down football or 3-down professional football, and if that would be the smart thing for the CFL and XFL if they've merged, they need to stay with 3-down football. They just need to make it better, more exciting, and more entertaining and more fun to watch. And the only way to do that is to have my CFL Red Zone rule wisely made part of our CFL 3-down game. and it's perfectly suited for the XFL and the CFL to merge and to still be playing CFL 3-down football, because you don't want to be playing 4-down football, because you're not going to stay in business competing with the NFL, because that's what their product is. You need a different product. You need 3-down football with Spyder CFL Red Zone Bowl. Then you got a product, and the 3rd down will be bigger than the NFL 4-down. Take that to the bank. I can guarantee you that. Bottom line, Spyder's new super exciting CFL Red Zone Bowl will take a CFL 3-down football to a whole new level and make it soar and more. We could put that, change that, and say Spyder's CFL Red Zone Bowl will take our CFL 3-down game, or the Continental League Football 3-down game. That would be CFL / NFL, XFL, sorry, if they were to merge, to a whole new level and make it soar and roar throughout CFL stadiums. It would create a tremendous amount of buzz and excitement around CFL 3-down football like never before. If my Spyder CFL Red Zone Bowl was made part of, and that would be XFL as well, football, because you got to play with 3 downs. You got to have a different product than the NFL. Excitement around CFL 3-down football like never before. If my Spyder CFL Red Zone Bowl was made part of our CFL 3-down game, which would be electrifying and super exciting for the CFL and their owners, CFL players, and for all CFL fans, and the XFL and their fans, and for all the younger generation sports fans, and all the NFL only fans, and all sports fans in Canada and in the United States and around the world, who all would be wanting to anxiously jump on the bandwagon to go and watch a new and more entertaining and more exciting brand of CFL 3-down football. That would be the Continental Football League, right? If the CFL and XFL merged, that would be the perfect name, okay? That's a lot more innovative and full of drama, and that has such an outstanding, unpredictable... Now, this is so important with my Spyder CFL Red Zone Bowl, because there'd be a lot more innovative, and it would be a lot more full of drama. It would be full of drama and have such an outstanding unpredictability element to it in the red zone, offensively and defensively, now in the CFL or Continental Football League. That's if the CFL, XFL would emerge, which would generate a magnificent amount of interest in CFL 3-down football in Canada and in the football world. And so rather than hearing nothing but NFL talk, they will be talking about the new Continental Football League, CFL 3-down football. The natural, super exciting, tailor-made for CFL 3-down football, Spyder CFL Red Zone will not only be big for our CFL 3-down game, it would be a sensational blockbuster. Can you imagine the promo and the launch the CFL or the new CFL / XFL Continental Football League on their merge could do, and the appealing and captivating incredible headlines like the new, bold, innovative, super exciting new Continental Football League CFL 2022 season, featuring the biggest and the most innovative and most entertaining and most exciting new CFL rule in CFL history and in all professional football. That's full of drama, introducing the new, you could say most super exciting new CFL / XFL merger rule, or in the new Continental Football League in CFL history and in all professional football. That's full of drama, introducing a new super exciting, naturally tailor-made for CFL 3-down football, CFL Red Zone Bowl, complemented by the new compatible CFL Red Zone kick. Come and be part of it. CFL super fan Spyder, that's my nickname, Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, creator of Spyder CFL Red Zone Bowl. Okay? There's it right there. There's the banner, by the way, that you couldn't read, but I'll read it to you what it says. It says, Spyder CFL Red Zone Bowl. That's beside my Spyder CFL Red Zone Bowl hats. Okay, complemented by the new compatible CFL Red Zone Bowl kick. So it's football fans, if you want no more distasteful 2-down football stops in the red zone, and no more boring, predictable, non-eventful, easy chip shot field goals in the red zone, the CFL, chant loud in the red zone. We want Spyder CFL Red Zone Bowl. We want Spyder CFL Red Zone Bowl. Learn more about Spyder CFL Red Zone Bowl on YouTube or in Spyder's CFL Red Zone Bowl Facebook page. And I'm going to put this whole presentation up. I'm going to put this whole presentation up. I really want to. Interesting, I wanted to read something here just quickly, if I could. Interesting note about Steve Armitage, the part from my last session. I never met him before until I had an opportunity to meet him at St. Mary's AUS college football game in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, who I last surveyed on my 3.5-year survey I did on why are there so many Canadians only watching the NFL and not watching the CFL in their own country, which is a first, by the way, and unprecedented by a CFL fan. And in my findings and data I gathered, I found the Canadian ratio to be a legitimate, consistent complaint and why they don't watch the CFL. And in relation to our CFL 3-down game itself versus the NFL 4-down game of football, I found many legitimate, consistent complaints. That being, too much kicking in the CFL, and too many 2-and-outs in the CFL that don't even exist in the NFL, and too many field goals in the CFL for too many points in a CFL game. And even worse, that's magnified considerably in the red zone. Too many unappealing, distasteful 2-down football stops in the red zone, resulting in more boring, predictable, non-eventful, easy chip shot field goals. And that's precisely how and why I came up with my Spyder CFL red zone rule. That took me 4.5 years to complete my final finished product that directly addresses all their legitimate, consistent complaints about our CFL 3-down game itself and fixes them. What a story for the CFL to tell and sell. Anyway,